Hey, as someone who doesn't really have a good coming out story, it's not exciting. I didn't really have one. I just always was who I was. I did have someone in my bubble when I was a kid that was my only real world example of a lesbian. And she was over 6 feet, and she was very broad shouldered, and she wore her hair very short, and she had a very deep voice. And this was in the late 80s, early 90s, so pronouns weren't really a thing. And I know that she went by her name, which was a girly name, and she was very proud of being a tough lady. The thing is the thought of that being my option, because that's what I felt. That was my perception of what a lesbian was. And I did not want to be that. I was already broad-shouldered, and I was 5'9", and I was rough and tough, tomboyish, a sister of two older brothers that were both over 6'4" and 250 pounds of muscle. Do you know what I mean? So the decks was stacked against me, and I just didn't want to be that person. The person that I thought was, that's what you are if you're a lesbian. I was like, no, that's not me. I'm feminine enough. I'm feminine, damn it. I'm feminine. And luckily enough, puberty was nice to me. I was stacked and ready. I was very Jessica Rabbit before I even knew how to wield that kind of power. Not so much anymore. Don't get it twisted. I'm aware how I'm a thickum now. It's all good. But I used to be a thickum in all the right places. However, it was the late 80s, early 90s, so stick figure was the thing. You know what I mean? Heroin chic is what they used to call it. Ironically enough, that's what all the girls were striving for, to look like a heroin addict. Never made sense to me, and I never obviously jumped on that bandwagon. Nor could I probably if I wanted to. I don't think I'd ever be able to be that thin. I'm pretty sure my skeleton is fatter than most of the girls I grew up with. But I digress. I didn't want to look like what I thought a lesbian was. I didn't want to act like what I thought a lesbian was. So what did I do? Fooled around with certain friends behind closed doors and at clubs in the city, and kept steady boyfriends throughout my whole childhood until I decided to marry the man who became my husband. He was my best friend. He knew everything that I did. He knew about which friends I was just friends with and which friends I was friends with. He knew them all. He knew all of that. We both decided to have kids, so we did it. Because of my representation of lesbians, because it was so small, because, as I've said in previous videos, it wasn't a thing. I mean, yes, it was a thing. I now know hundreds of lesbians that were out their whole lives, and they're my age, and they thought it was hard, but they thought it was no other way. I don't know if it was fortunately or unfortunately, because I don't regret my life. I love my children. I love my family. I love my ex. And I love now meeting my current beautiful, gorgeous, perfect wife, who back then, she was not the person she is now. So I had to stay busy in order to meet her when I met her. So I don't regret any of it. But I do hate the fact that I feel like I was so narrow-minded and made my choices based on a narrow mind because I just didn't know. And that is the truest statement I can think of. You don't know until you know. The point is, because of the representation that I had, my mind was narrow in what it was to be a lesbian. And that's what I based the rest of my life on. I didn't want to be like that one person that I knew. And I was so programmed that I didn't realize you can do what you want to do. I didn't realize that there were hundreds, millions of people out there doing what they wanted to do and living authentically and not doing the supposed is and then finding time to secretly be authentic. I didn't know you could live authentic 100% of the time. I thought you had to play the game, play the role, do all the supposed is, and you'd be successful. And then once you're successful enough, then you can do what you want to do. Well, I say, fuck all of that. Be who you want to be now. Do what you want to do now. You only get one life. Life is short. Time goes fast. If you're not happy, think about that. Ask yourself why you think what you think. Ask yourself why you do what you do. And if the only answers you come up with are because this is how it is, or that's what they told me, or this is how you get there because they said so, fuck all that. Figure it out yourself, reevaluate, reassess, realign, and reapply. Please. Be you, do you, for you. Love yourself, and everything else falls into place. Happy Pride!